Hello, fellow Synthians. Today is a really exciting day for us at Safari. We're introducing Superchunk, our very own bass synth instrument. Superchunk is part of the Super Keys line, and it is kind of the next released after Cubby. And I'll tell you a little secret, there's a few more to go. A few months ago, I traveled to LA and had a chance to mess around with a lot of different and exciting synthesizers. Spent actually a lot of time in a place called the Vintage Synth Museum, which I recommend all of you go and check out because it's just mind-blowing. And we went on to this quest of kind of thinking of what would a bass synth that's kind of Safari style be? What features would it have? How would it sound? And we came up with Superchunk. Let's dive in and I'll show you what it can do and run down over all the features and have fun with it. It all starts in this section here, which we call sounds. It's basically 3 different oscillators. You could turn each one of them on or off. At the default setting, all 3 of them are on and it sounds a little like this. Then there's a full ADSR section, which we call envelope. You have attack, decay, sustain, and release. And you could basically, like many other synths, control each of the parameters according to your preference. So for example, if I play around with it, there's a really unique section up here, which we'll get to in a second. Then there's a filter, which we crafted based on Safari's DSP, and you could turn it on or off. There's drive and resonance knobs for the filter, as well as a cutoff. And it could do some really wacky shit, like you would expect. We'll play with that in a little bit. Then there's a ring modulator where you could control the amount and the pitch you want the ring modulator to be at. There's a vibrato section and then drive, a really, really cool spring that we modeled from an analog spring reverb that we had in the studio. And then a tone, which is basically a tilt EQ between the highs and lows, and it's very, very useful. So you could really craft what type of emphasis you want for your bass. On the lower section here, there's a glide on and off. You can control the time of the glide, which is really, really fun. So you could basically go between notes and control how much time it takes to move between them. So, as opposed to, let's say, something really short or longer. Legato and hold, and then the mod wheel, which you can control with any basic MIDI controller. Going back to this really cool section here. So at Safari, we're kind of known for simple to use, cool sounding instruments and DSP plugins. And with this one, we kind of got a lot of feedback from Cubby, from our previous instrument, which was the first one that we did. And a lot of people said that it's really fun to play with, but they're missing some more control. And we thought, what could we add to Superchunk to kind of have that control and allow people to go really crazy? And so we added 2 modulation sections here in the ADSR. And you could basically control them from this panel, or you could open these glasses, which I like to call the freaky glasses, and basically have complete control over what that Modulation 1 and Modulation 2 does. And we'll dive into that in a second. And you can also move into the glass mode, the freaky glasses mode here, and control what the mod wheel would do. So if we're in the mod wheel section, I can basically have a classic mod wheel like we heard now. Or Or I could basically decide I want something else to be controlled by the mod wheel. So let's say we want cutoff to kind of go and close itself in terms of the filter while I increase the mod wheel. Let's hear that. So really cool. I could combine them both. So maybe I want to have the mod wheel control the cutoff as well as the depth and the speed of the vibrato. So really fun. There's basically endless combinations of this. You can really have fun with it. So if you apply the same logic for the mod wheel glasses on the top section, you could also get really freaky and funky with how the length of the notes react. So for example, if I want to start with something really basic like we had in the default preset, and start modulating the changes when I sustain a note, I can go, for example, from here to, let's say, where it kind of closes and then reopens, which is really cool. And it depends on where the envelope is located. So you could go way crazier. I mean, you can control the ring modulator. And if you add to that a little bit of drive and spring, really a lot of different combinations. If we go and want something maybe that's a little more subby and kind of less lead sounding, maybe we could twist some knobs and really a lot of options. We heard this whole demo with all three oscillators, and each one of them can basically be in 3 different positions. So a lower octave, mid octave, or a higher one. Right now it's kind of in an interesting combination, but let's hear just one of them first. Here's both of them combined. And then the chunk one, I think, is the most interesting one. I'm not a synthologist, but please, watch a few other videos that we released with a bunch of amazing artists and producers. This is my take on Superchunk and kind of why we created it and a rundown of the features the way I understand it. I'll leave the more professional explanations to the amazing people that helped us along the way. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.